Hey everybody, welcome to Passion to Profits Day 1. So super excited to be here. And today we're going to kick off and we're going to learn a lot of information. Grab your pens, grab your paper. This is going to be a super fun masterclass where we're going to learn not only how to dive into what really lights you up, but also how to differentiate the different things as far as what do I spend my time in? What is the best thing for me to focus on? And how do I truly turn those things that I'm passionate about into wild profits? So when you jump on, say hello. So I know that you are here. You're here streaming live into my Facebook group. For those of you who don't know, and that I have my VIPs here on here with me, which is going to be so fun to have them here as well. So big shout out to my VIPs who are watching here with me on Zoom. Super excited to be with you. And I would love to hear from you guys. You know, what is it that drew you into this masterclass today? What is it that made you say, oh my gosh, I want to be a part of this. This is the time. You know, I'll share with you, my heart has been that there's been a lot of layoffs going on in the world, you know, as we all know. And right now, what's trending in the world really is different opportunities. People are looking not at what I can do to make money, but what can I really do that's going to light me up and is going to bring me that passion and purpose that I truly desire. And I see some people nodding their heads here in the VIP. Is a lot of my clients that come to me, they'll say things like, you know, I've made a lot of money. Maybe they've been in corporate for a while, or they have done these things that have made them money. And now they're ready to really do something that just lights them up, that helps them to wake up in the morning and helps them to have wild passion. So if that's you, let me know in the comments here. Give me a number 1 if you already have a business. Give me a number 2 if you are curious about starting a business and you're here today to dive deeper into that. And then give me a number 3 if you do not have a business, you don't have any ideas, and you're just like, I'm here to learn. I want to know how to grow, how to build a business, how to grow and scale that business, create passion out of doing something that I love. So whichever one you are, I would love to hear in the comments right now. Are you number 1? You have a business. Number 2, you have ideas but no business, or maybe you're looking to change what you're doing right now and focus on something else. Or number 3 is, Val, I have no idea. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know where I'm headed, and I just need some ideas. I need to be able to dive into that right now. And if that's you, let me know and we can dive into this together. I'm seeing some comments. I'm seeing some 1s. I'm seeing some 2s. I'm seeing some 3s. In that, I would love to share with you guys a quote that I came across. I thought this was really appropriate for today. If you guys know Maslow's hierarchy of needs, he talks about the different needs that we have of connection, contribution, and love. To be happy, you must align what you think, what you know, and what you do. And what that means is that so often, a lot of times people are chasing money in business, right? I've been there as well, been there, done that, got the t-shirt. When we're chasing money, we may compromise pieces of who we are. We may even compromise some of the things that we're doing in order to create the profit, to do the thing, to make the money. And there can be something somewhat of a misalignment, right? If you've ever been there, let me know in the comments. If you've ever been in this place of misalignment, where maybe you're doing something that, makes you happy, but it's not necessarily the thing. And so what can happen is, if you're like me, I came from the corporate world where it often felt like I was separating pieces of who I was in order to fit into the mold of this corporate. Or maybe you're doing something that you do love, it does bring you joy, but you're on that edge, you're on that verge right now of what's next? What's next for me? I don't quite know what that is yet. Or, maybe I have some great ideas, but I'm just not quite sure what that is yet. I'm going to share with you guys something common that happens. So let's say this is you, but let's say we're here and we have this comfort zone. We have this comfort zone, and this is everything that we know. Maybe it's our current job, it's our current income status, it's our beliefs about who we are, it's our identity, it's all the things that we know. And so we stay in this comfort zone for as long as we do. Sometimes it is an entire lifetime. And sometimes there's those of us that feel like, well, what's more? There's got to be more. And then we have this wall. This wall is our limit. This wall is our comfort zone. This wall is the thing where on the other side of this wall, there is this entire realm of possibility. On the other side of this wall is your passion. On the other side of this wall is that next thing for you. And so what happens is we get stuck in this comfort zone. It's what we know about ourselves. It's what we know is possible. It's our status quo. It's our current limitation. It's our current reality. And whenever we try and get out of this comfort zone, what happens is we hit the wall. And so often we break right back into it. It gets hard. It becomes difficult. It's challenging. And then we bounce straight back into our comfort zone. So a lot of times what happens is we hit the wall of opposition. We bounce straight back. And this is where we get into that crazy 8 pattern that some of you may or may not have heard of. If you've ever been on my stuff, you know about this crazy 8 loop that we get into, where maybe things are going great. We feel on top of the world. And especially if you are an entrepreneur, the reason why I'm sharing this with you is because I want to help you recognize some of the things that may come up for you over the next couple of days. And what we want to do is we want to get out of this crazy 8 loop pattern through the comfort zone and into the realm of possibilities where your passion is. What happens is we're in this crazy 8 pattern. Often we're on top of the world. Maybe things are going well. We feel really good about life. We feel really good about what we're doing. And then something happens. Then you're at the bottom again. Maybe something happens. You have some sales. You're feeling on top of the world again. You get back into it. But then something happens that crashes you down to the bottom again. And you're in that doubt. You're in that space of wanting to give up. You're in that space of wanting to go back to the comfort zone. And so what happens is we get in this crazy 8 pattern over and over and over, and we just loop in it, right? We loop in this crazy 8 pattern. And so how do we get out of that crazy 8 pattern? We realize that when we hit these walls of limitation, that's all it is. It's just what we currently know. It's the space and the place that we're comfortable with. It's the status quo. It's what we believe we are. And when we hit this wall of opposition, our subconscious mind, our doubts, our limitations are going to tell us, stop, this isn't safe, it's dangerous. And so it's so easy to just bounce straight back into your comfort zone. But what we're going to learn over the next 3 days to get to this beautiful passion, to get this to this place where you can live in the realm of possibilities, where you can live above and beyond what you've currently known, is we get to break through this comfort zone, through the wall of limitation, so that we can live in this beautiful space where all things are possible. How does that sound for you? We're getting some yeses. We're getting some yeses. Perfect. Right. And so for those of you, if you are just meeting me and you're like, what is this woman talking about? My name is Val Nichols. I am a business coach for heart-centered, purpose-driven entrepreneurs just like you. And I've had the pleasure and the opportunity to work with many entrepreneurs and business leaders to grow, scale, develop their companies, their businesses, and themselves. Because as we grow, so does our company. I've also worked with nationally recognized brands such as, most recently, Google. I did their holiday campaign here in the Oregon market. And then I'm also working with a company called Your Bay, which has been really fun. I've been doing their marketing throughout Oregon and through the greater Seattle area. So I'm very familiar with how to take companies to the next brand, how to create an effective, beautiful campaign so that you can absolutely break into the global market if you choose. And you can also be the go-to person in your industry and attract the right people. So that's what we're going to be covering over the next 3 days. And so to kick this piece off, like Maslow was talking about, if we really want to be happy, right? How many of us joined in this because you're like, ooh, I want that. I want some passion to profits, right? If we really want to be happy, we must align what we think, say, and do. And that is what creates true happiness for us in our life, in our business, in our purpose, in our passion. And so often, what we've been taught in the world is that we have to be a business person, and then we have our personal life, and then we have who we are when we're alone. And the cool part about all of this work that we get to do over the next 3 days is that we're actually going to separate a lot of that. And I'm not saying that you have to be the person taking little shots of every single thing you eat or putting your entire life out there for the world to see. But what we really want to do is we want to take these different pieces of you and say, you know what, let's integrate these different pieces so that you're no longer a woman, a wife, a husband with a business. You are all of those things, because we are very holistic. We are multifaceted. We are multi-passionate. And I truly believe that the more we're able to really break through all of those pieces of us and integrate it into one thing, the more passion and the more purpose that we are going to have in our lives, in our businesses, and all of those things. When we talk about passion to profits, there are 3 key pieces we want to talk about: passion, skills, and needs. Passion, skills, and needs. And so when we talk about those 3 pieces, we want to talk about the different types of passion. About what are those things that feel really good for you? What are the things in your life that bring you joy, that bring you pleasure, that are fun? It feels like play. The things that you do in your spare time, the things you're obsessed with, the topics, and the cliche idea of like, if money were not an issue, what would you want to do? This could be a tangible, a digital thing, an activity, a hobby, a cause. This is the thing that you are so wildly obsessed with that maybe you find yourself doing it in your spare time. Just like, I don't know if you guys knew that eBay started out because a gentleman wanted to help his girlfriend to be able to share her Pez collection. She wanted to trade her Pez collection online. And he thought, hey, why not start this online place where we can actually go in and trade and sell and buy different Pez collections? And then Amazon, Jeff Bezos was actually a 6-figure earner. He was working in the corporate world when he realized that there was a 2,200% increase in online sales. And he said, hey, I want to be able to sell books online. So he actually started out selling books online, and then became the conglomerate that he is today, the essential person for our online space. The next thing we want to talk about is skills. What are the skills that you have? And this could be something that is very obvious for you. This could be something that isn't obvious for you. I remember thinking like, nobody's ever going to pay me to market a business. Everyone knows how to do that, right? I actually resisted business. I've been in business since I was 11 years old, and I've always had some sort of business going on the side, as well as working my way up in the corporate world and being a sales and marketing director. So I actually resisted business when I first started coaching in 2013. And it wasn't until 2018 when I finally left the corporate world that I actually started doing business coaching specifically. And so what are those things that you have skills in? This is something you excel at naturally. Maybe it's a talent that you've developed over time. Again, it's something you're obsessed with in your spare time. Maybe it was something you're trained in, whether if this was professionally or a hobby. What have you been trained to do that you do well? It could be something you studied in school on your own or read books about. If you've gone specific and deep into reading 3 to 5 books on a specific topic, that means you are really skilled in that area. You're skilled in the learning, you're passionate about it, in the drive, all those things. And what are things that other people tell you you're good at? These are those things that, for example, I had a client that was really great at decorating in her house. She had a really good way of putting things together, to the fact that her friends would come over and be like, oh my goodness, you're so good at this. This is amazing. I love the way you put things together. It looks very eclectic, but stylish and cute. And, there's certain things you do that most people are not going to, like, they'll tell you about it, but you may not even think it's a big deal. Like public speaking, I could get on a stage and talk on a keynote topic for 45 minutes with zero preparation and zero notes, and I could nail it. Other people can't even imagine getting on a stage in front of people, and they would just not even be able to do that. So what are the things for you that you're really good at, that are specific, and that you can find yourself really diving deep into? You may even ask somebody that you know, like ask your friends. Say, hey, what is it that I'm good at? What do you see that I do that's really good, or that I seem to do naturally? Or, what are my skills that you see? And this could be anything from, you have a great way at connecting with people. You have a great way of networking and connecting the right people to the right opportunities. Maybe you have a skill with speaking. Maybe you have a skill with children or with arts. Maybe you have a knack and a talent for creating. Whatever that is, you want to take a look at your skills. So go ahead and take a moment to write those down. Take a piece of those two topics we talked about: your passion, what are you passionate about? And then also your skill. If you guys want to take a couple of minutes to write those down, I'll also be looking for your comments. If you'd like to comment in the chat, I'd love to see what are your skills and then what are you passionate about? I'll take a look at the chat here. Passionate about helping people. Beautiful. Passionate about helping people. And then we'll wrap up with the third piece of this, which is really going to tie a lot of this together. And this can be something that you may need to, really take a look at, and throughout the next day or so, that's why we're doing this in 3 different parts. This might be something that you need to take some time tonight to really, get your notebook out and just keep asking yourself, what is it that I'm passionate about? What is it that brings me passion? What is it that I'm skilled in? Because of the fact that a lot of times we're ignoring those things, especially if we're so used to, going with the status quo, or maybe you've been in a job for a while where you have a defined title, and you need to really reach out and think about, like, what is it that I'm skilled at and what is it that I'm passionate about? Matt says he's passionate about hiking and the outdoors. Yes, you and me both. Lisa says my skills are connecting with people, being a leader, sales in something I believe, helping people by listening and helping. Yes, yes, yes. And what I know about Lisa as well is that her core values is she's driven. This is something we'll get into on day 2, but she's driven by connection, contribution, and service. So that's a beautiful thing as well. So connecting with people, being a leader, sales in something I believe in, and helping people by listening and helping. I love that, the listening piece too. It's beautiful. What are you passionate about, and what have you discovered in this process? All right, so skill number, after we have our passion, our skill, and then we'll go to number 3, which is needs. What are the needs that your audience has? This could be, what does the world need? Do you have a desire to influence the world? If you want to be a part of a global market, what does the world need from you? What does the world need from you? This could be something that is, a big piece of the global need, such as sustainability or healthcare. Maybe it's sustainable housing, affordable housing, clean water. There's a lot of different areas in the world where the world has these deeper needs. And so what is it you might look at what's trending, not what's trendy, because trends go away. Think about the fidget spinner. That was a trend. That was a trendy thing. Think about other trendy things like anything from the 90s or the 80s, mall bangs, music, that can be trendy. But when we talk about what's trending, you want to look at the bigger, the user behavior of the world, right? So what's trending is that, rates are about to spike again. So we are trending on the need of affordable housing. We are trending toward a more virtual global market. We are trending toward AI coming in and possibly taking over a lot of the existing jobs that are already out there. We are trending toward a lot more e-commerce, a lot more malls being closed, retail going out of business and going strictly online. So things that are trending is more easier options, right? We have things such as Airbnb, we have Turo that you can rent cars with. We have Grubhub, we have, a lot more consumer user-friendly activities that are working. That's what's trending in the world. So you can also think small. What does your neighborhood need? What does a specific group that you serve need, or a niche? A great way to look at this could also be, what kind of parades are there out there? That might sound silly, but what are the types of groups that are already gathered and forming that you could serve, such as parades? Maybe it's, there's a gay pride parade, or there is a women who love dogs parade. Is there a con, like a Comic-Con? So comics is a great industry to go for because there's a con out there. There's a conference. Is there guns rights conferences? What type of specialty groups are there out there that are already established and creating a need? This could be something like, one of my niches and my specialties is ADHD entrepreneurs. I myself was late diagnosed ADHD and was like, oh my goodness, where's the information for me as an ADHD entrepreneur? I didn't find it, so I created it myself. I carved that out. From a specialty group, a very specific niche, we created what ADHD entrepreneurs need to thrive and grow. Right now, we're talking about, people who want to build a business out of a passion. They want to make money doing what they love. So that's a very specific group. What do they need? They want to make money. So here we are in this training. So again, think about what are the needs. It could be sustainability. It could be healthcare. It could be environments, inclusion, ADA and accessibility. It could be, having a more inclusive, user-friendly, anything app for any industry that you're in. There's a lot of opportunities online. There's a lot of opportunities in that space as well. So be thinking about, what are those 3 topics that you have? And again, that is going to be your number 1 is your passion. What are you passionate about? And as you explore this idea of what am I really, truly passionate about, you may need to take out a piece of paper or, take out your iNotes or whatever it is, however it is that you process the best. Even if it's a voice memo, you can take out your phone and do a voice memo, but just ask yourself, what do I want? What am I passionate about? And at first you may get some very superficial answers like, I don't know, I'm passionate about chocolate. I'm passionate about coffee. I'm passionate about business. But really just keep going deeper and deeper and deeper. What am I passionate about? What am I really passionate in that? Is it because, for me, I'm passionate about business and I'm passionate about helping people to achieve their next level. And that is because, having grown up in an environment where, there was mental illness, there was a lot of addiction, and I've had my own business since I was 11 out of necessity. We needed to pay the bills. And I never want someone to feel that helpless in their life as I did. Honestly, I never want someone to feel that helpless. And so I've learned that, that jobs are not necessarily bulletproof. They're not as safe as maybe I thought they were. And even though they provided great money for me, I wanted to do something I was passionate about. And so that's now my lifelong goal. How does that work into it? I'm passionate about it. There is definitely a need for that, and it matches up with my skill set. I've had a business since I was 11. I climbed the corporate ladder, had a marketing agency in my 20s, and have had tons of experience with business. So it matches up on all of those needs. So what is that for you? When you look at your passion, I want you to think about not only the things that light you up, but success leaves clues. So what is it that also could make you passionate? Could be the thing that upsets you the most. What is it that when you think about, maybe it's mental health, maybe it's accessibility, Maybe it's, whatever it is for you. What are the things that make you mad? What are the things that make you angry? What are the things that when you look around in the world, you're like, someone needs to do something about this, because that could be the gap that you're meant to fill. Because it's not only the things that we feel the good passionate about, but it's also the things that we see in the world that maybe we were uniquely designed to make a difference. And each one of us with our unique skill set, our unique background, we're, filtering the world through the eyes and this lens of our experience, good or bad, right? We have these experiences that help to create this beautiful tapestry at which we get to build our entire life. And again, going back to that first model we talked about, our comfort zone may tell us we're not equipped. Our comfort zone may say to us, hey, you're not ready. You're not good enough. You're not the one. You don't have enough skill. Who are you? You're just an average person from Oregon, or you're just an average guy down in California. But really, truly, maybe you are the one. Maybe you are the one. And I want to share this. I'm feeling called to share this. Thank you so much, you guys. I'm seeing your comments, so thank you. I'm feeling sure to share this story with you guys that I don't know if I've shared publicly before, but we've, as I look at, I'm doing this work with you, right? I'm doing this work with you guys. And as I look at this design of what has worked and what we've patterned with so many different entrepreneurs, and we look at the deeper core, I want to encourage you to really take some time and space tonight to look at these three different things. What is it that I'm passionate about? What is my skill? And what is the need? What is the need of the world? And I want you to go deeper into it. Why? Why? Something beautiful that I got to experience in the last couple of weeks. It's interesting when you crack open and you crack through your comfort zone, it becomes this lifelong learning, right? And I know a lot of people in this audience, a lot of people in my world are lifelong learners. They're driven, they're passionate. They want to do something in the world that makes a difference. And so as we're cracking open these different pieces, even though it shows up as a business idea or as some way that we're helping the world, it's interesting how, it's in those cracks, when we crack through that wall and we're in the realm of possibility, that all of a sudden the deeper stuff starts coming up, right? And I had this experience where I remember pieces of it, but my mom and I were having this conversation. I was up in Seattle, she was over in Idaho this weekend, and she went and visited a family member who has passed away a long time ago, visited the grave. And we were having this conversation about some experiences I had as a kid, and right, wrong, and different. There was some verbal abuse and some things that were going on. And I remembered this experience that I shared with my mom, and she said, do you remember what she said to you when you were like 13 years old? And I didn't remember. I think I had kind of like blocked that out, or I didn't really remember the conversation. But, the reason why I share this is that I got to realize every experience that I've had. And it was so surreal because I was also, when I was driving up to Seattle, I stopped at this rest stop that 13 years ago, I was sleeping in this rest stop in my addiction, up to go see a client of mine that I completely just pretty much blew up the entire account because I felt like a fraud. And so, in these experiences, we get to see that it's not just the good things that happen in our life. Sometimes it's the bad. Sometimes it's those things. Oh, thank you so much, you guys. I love you. Love you. Thank you so much. And so sometimes it's these things in our lives, in our hearts, that were the low parts of our life. And the reason why I share this is because there may be something for you that comes up. And I want you to just know that this is a safe space for you to explore that and share that. And if that comes up for you, just know that the lesson and the takeaway I got to take from this as I was driving home back to Bend, Oregon on Monday, is I said, you know what, as much as I want to thank as much as I want to say that these things, these experiences in my life, like really just like speckled and left bruises and left wounds in my life, I asked my mom to put a pink flower on my relative's grave and tell them thank you for making me effing resilient and making me into the woman I am today. And I want to share that with you guys because I feel like there's probably someone who's watching this right now that maybe you have a passion and something on your heart that you're like, this is my life's work. This is the reason why I was put here on earth, because I never want someone to feel that way. And just know that some of the greatest businesses, some of the greatest legacies, look at Oprah. She wanted to help people. She wanted to learn about people. She wanted to say people. Lisa's asking me what my aunt said. It actually was not my aunt, it was my grandma. I'll share it in the VIP. But you know, like there's something in your heart, and just know that if you're out there wondering who's going to do something about this, who's going to create this, I don't care if it's a toy, if it's a planner, if it is a Pez collection, if it is a clothing line for hikers, if ever it is, just know that this is why you were put on earth. And this is the work that you get to do. And so tonight, as you guys explore those 3 questions, you know, what is your passion? What is your skill? And what is the need of the world or the community around you? I would love to see you guys, if you want to post it in the group and share with us, you know, what are those things? What are your key takeaways? And we would love to, I'll be in the group later today as well. You know, we can give each other feedback. We can give each other, like, if you're like, hey, I don't know if this is a thing, but I'm really good at creating, I don't know, graphics. Do you guys think there's a need? Let us know. And then I'll come back in later tomorrow morning. I'm going to be doing a drawing for those of you who have shared it out. So definitely share out your takeaways. If you want to share a boomerang of this training, if you want to share the profile, if you want to share anything about this training, tag me in it and we'll put you in the drawing. I'm going to be giving away tons of amazing prizes because you know that I love to lead with generosity. That is one of my core values in my company. And also I love action takers. I love action takers who are willing to say yes and take action. So that's why I love to highlight you and love you guys, and just know that we're here with you. Helena says, share in here in the comments or in the group or in a post, all of the above. If you want to share in the group and get some feedback, and then also if you want to tag me on any social media at It's Val Nichols, then we will be watching and we will share with you. Teresa, oh, hi, Teresa, says, my grandfather was not kind and created my father to be hard, but by never giving up and resilience came from the knowledge I was meant to be more. That was not the generational lies told to me. My family line will be better. Yes, absolutely. And I truly believe that there's so many of us that are here to break generational curses. And there's so much beautiful healing that can come when you're the one. And I'm going to share with you guys too, that after this weekend and everything that happened, my beautiful mother, she's so sweet. She said, I just want to thank you for being the one that took the step up. And that all started with me starting my business and finding out what I was passionate about and being willing to be the one to step up. And I truly believe, like, I'm getting like goosebumps right now. I truly believe that there's someone here watching, if not all of us, that have been called to something big. And if you knew what it was right now in this moment, you may not even be able to handle it because it's that big. It's that big. Boom. Yes, Teresa. Oh, I love you guys so much. All right, you guys. Well, share with us in the comments. I can post it in the group as well. Thank you guys so much for your patience. We'll be back for the next 2 days. We're going to continue this. Just know that this is only the beginning. These few questions, I really want you to dig deep. Even if you've asked yourself questions like this before, please do press in, press deeper, play the game, because we're going to go even deeper and we're going to need these few things answered so that we can build on the foundation. Okay, so over the next couple of days, I'm going to talk about the 5 key areas you must focus on to build out your wild passion and your profits. And so we're going to go even deeper. Today was just the surface. Today was just the beginning, you guys. So congratulations on finishing and completing day one. I love you guys. Share all the things, share in the group, how we can support you. I'm going to hop on over to my VIP group here and see what questions I can answer so we can go deeper even further there. And then I'll be back in the group sharing with you guys. Thank you so much for everyone who joined in. I'm looking over at my phone as I say this, but thank you so much for everyone who joined in the group. Thank you to my VIP guys. I love you so much, and we will see you tomorrow for day number 2.